Hey, this is Sky. Welcome to my YouTube channel. Go check out my website at skysworld.com. It's bright and early, daily discipline, mind, body, and soul. This is how we get through. Jordan Peterson, one of my favorite YouTube personalities, has been going around asking this one question to many of the people that he interviews. And he doesn't really get a solid answer. That's why he keeps asking it. He just asked this question again in his recent interview with Bill Maher, and he said in the lead up to the question, he says, I've been asking this question to everybody I've been interviewing simply because I haven't really got a solid answer yet. So here's the question. When does the left go too far? Seems like a basic question. It's odd that people can't seem to answer it. Now he's asking this question to politicians, and politicians never seem to be able to answer anything straight. I can answer this question directly for you, Jordan. You should have come right to me. I got a lot of answers, so let me answer it for you. Now, I want to answer this question in a generic way because there's 4 steps I'm going to point out here. 4 steps to going too far. For the right or the left, doesn't matter if you're a right-wing extremist or a left-wing extremist, doesn't matter. This is the same path that you'll take. So it's easy to understand. Number 1, when a group starts to enforce their morality upon the rest of society, that's a sign they've gone too far. Enforcing morality is wrong. Enforcing morality is fucked up. You can't enforce your morality upon somebody else. It doesn't work that way. You can try to do that with your kids as best as you can. That's about as far as you can enforce your morality. You can say, in this house, this is what we believe, this is right or wrong. You can do that only for so long, and even then, your kid, when he gets to be about 13, 14, is gonna come up with his own version of morality, and you're gonna fight about it. So enforcing morality is where we get cancel culture. It's where we get all this wokeism. And it's gonna lead us to a civil war, I hate to say. Number 2, when a group goes too far, it's easy to understand, it's easy to pinpoint. When they start redefining everything, redefining words, redefining meanings, redefining history, redefining science, redefining religion, redefining fatherhood or manhood or womanhood, redefining rules to a sport, redefining everything. Had someone call me a boomer the other day. He said, okay, boomer, and I laughed. Because I'm not a boomer. I'm Gen X, I was born in 1971. I'm clearly Gen X. He rolled his eyes. I didn't understand it. I mean, I'll debate you, and I don't mind if you don't like me or you think I'm some old fuddy-duddy. I don't care, man. But at least if you're going to insult me, pick the right words. And in his mind, he was using the right words, because boomer no longer means born in, 1951 or whatever. Oh no, it's not a clearly defined generation anymore. We always knew what a baby boomer was. But the younger generation, they've gone too far. Many of the left-wing people have gone too far. They've turned into extremists, and they have redefined everything. So now I was told that, oh, well, Sky, baby boomer doesn't mean a specific generation anymore. It just means any guy who's older. So you're a lot older than that dude, and it makes you a boomer. No. You can't just redefine shit. You can't. You can do that with you and your little friends in your weird little slang world and come up with a gibberish language with all different meanings, but you can't force that on the rest of us. You can't just create a history that's just some fantasy history based on your beliefs and your agenda, and then force that on the rest of us. That's what the skinheads do. The skinheads have come up with a whole alternate version of history from the beginning to now, a complete alternate version of it. And they will relentlessly push this shit on anybody that is in earshot of them. And it's so annoying. The left does literally the exact same thing. Number 3, when a group goes too far, when they have gone down that rabbit hole of extremism, we can identify that, we can realize that, because they want to tear down everything in society. They don't want to work within society. They become marginalized by society, outcasts. Any extremist group they're going to be outcasts, extreme rebels, almost terrorists, and they want to tear down society, literally, both with the institutions, but also physically. And then the last area, which is really easy to identify extremism, whether it be on the right or the left, is violence. And when the right is violent, it's called an insurrection. It's looked at as the worst thing that's ever happened next to 9/11 or Pearl Harbor. When the left is violent and take over downtown sections of cities for an entire summer in occupied zones, when they burn down courthouses and banks and buildings and liquor stores and McDonald's all over the country, when they go on smash and grab robberies that are coordinated on social media as a way to punish white-owned corporations as a way of reparations. I don't know if you've looked into some of these smash and grab robberies. They're absolutely looked at as reparations. It's political. When you have people punching each other in the face on subways in New York City and Chicago and DC and in Boston and Philadelphia and in Los Angeles and San Francisco and in Berkeley and all these cities, I can go on and on and on, liberal cities, just random violence. Some little old lady gets punched in the face. Every single one of those is done by a left-wing extremist. I could go on and on describing what left-wing violence looks like to you. I could talk about the environmentalists. I could talk about Antifa. I could talk about the financial terrorists like Black Bloc and the people that show up at the World Trade Organization meetings and around the world and they cause violence. There's a whole campaign put out by terrorist cells. That's how Antifa operates, as terror cells, just like Al-Qaeda. And they talk about violence, they practice violence. They're currently arming themselves with guns, weapons, so they can compete against some of the right-wing militias. When any group starts to engage in violence, when any individual starts to engage in violence because of their political beliefs, their ideological beliefs, because they think they're doing the right thing, that's absolutely a problem and it's easy to identify. So Jordan, I just laid it out for you, 4 points. You ask everybody that you talk to, when does the left go too far? This is when the left goes too far. It's when the right goes too far. It's when anyone goes too far. I'm telling you, Jordan, you need to interview me. I can answer all those questions you have. Thanks for watching.